Hey everybody, I'm Sammy Gibbons, a reporter with the USA Today Network Wisconsin, bringing you today's Coronavirus 5 and 5. This is a quick rundown of the top stories you need to know about the coronavirus, brought to you by our statewide network of journalists, coming to you live every weekday. First up, today's numbers. Today, the state's total positive cases of COVID-19 reached 6,520. And we've passed 300 and are now at 308 deaths. More than 180 facilities in Wisconsin are the source of coronavirus outbreaks. Half of those are nursing homes and other long-term care centers, and 48 are workplaces, among others, the state reported on Wednesday. First up in some headlines, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reporters answer some of your key questions about coronavirus in Wisconsin, like when Wisconsin's safer-at-home order will actually end. It's been nearly 2 months since Governor Tony Evers ordered businesses to close and for people to stay at home to avoid spreading COVID-19. In that time, 300 Wisconsinites have died and more than 6,000 have grown ill, and so there's a lot of big questions. People have started asking. Some parts of the order are starting to relax, like operations of a handful of non-essential businesses, but the safer-at-home order is still in place until May 26. Why is that? Reporters also detail the Republican lawsuit challenging this extension and other important answers, so check that out on Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's website. Next up, the pandemic has taken a hit to the state's economy, so Governor Evers has cut state spending by 5%, state politics reporter Patrick Marley explains. This will impact many state operations affected by rising costs but plummeting revenues during the pandemic. The Department of Administration is working on specifics, but expect the amount cut to total about $70 million. Cuts will be applied to the fiscal year that runs through June and are meant to get on top of the state's budget. To help meet the reductions, a hiring freeze will be put in place, merit raises won't be given, and employee travel will be limited. The freeze will exempt jobs that directly are related to the state's COVID-19 response. Speaking of more politics, like many other things, plans for the Democratic National Convention that are expected to be hosted in Milwaukee are up in the air. They ruled out July, but now the new August date also seems to be rapidly approaching. Some people are concerned about unknowns like how many people can attend and are saying that makes planning difficult and taxing resources when city workers are already preoccupied handling the pandemic. Some say the earlier decision gets made, the more able officials will be to fight back, to plan in order to minimize local negative impacts. Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett said DNC planning has been, quote, moved to the back burner as the city focuses on the pandemic. Lastly, a story from Appleton Post-Crescent reporter Chris Miller. Truck drivers deal with less traffic these days, but deal with greater risks of catching COVID-19. Chris Miller spoke with one truck driver, 60-year-old Carmen Anderson, who still drives all around the country. And everywhere she goes, it's impossible to miss the huge impacts of the coronavirus. Plus, the many places truck drivers like her go to escape their trucks, like restaurants, are shut down. Truck drivers may be used to isolation, but the pandemic has made it even harder on these folks who are still working every single day. You can read more about other essential employees like truck drivers at postcrescent.com. Some quick announcements coming up shortly after this video at 4 p.m. Statewide health and science reporter Madeline Heim will be joined by Jennifer Romanen, Director of In Vitro Diagnostics Operations at Promega. They'll be talking about reagents, how those are made, and what impact that has on coronavirus testing during this week's Newsmakers video. So come back here for that live at 4. Also, when these videos aren't going on, you can catch the news at any time by subscribing to USA Today Network Wisconsin newspapers. And right now, we're bringing you a special deal. For the first 3 months, it'll be just $5 to get full access on any device, desktop, mobile, tablet, to all of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. On there, you'll find photos, videos, stories about news, sports, anything and everything from all around the state. And all the updates you need to know about coronavirus. So if you want the most complete, most in-depth, up-to-date coverage, we have that here for you about what's going on in your community and statewide. Go to any of our websites like greenbaypressgazette.com and find the subscription button in the top right corner. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back with you here again tomorrow at 3 p.m.